Hello, everyone. It's Suzy Shock. Welcome to our meditation for Divine Rebirth. Let's just get into like a comfortable little cross-legged seat, or you could be lying down. This is going to be more of a relaxation and visualization for this meditation. So take a moment, get yourself comfortable, and then we'll begin. All right, so just close your eyes. And I want to just relax your whole body. So I'm going to guide you through just a little relaxation. And then, like I said, we're going to move into visualization. So I want you to just feel into like the crown of the head and the forehead area. And breathe into that space. And notice if there's any tension through the forehead. And with the breath on the inhale, just allow the forehead to relax. And then bring your attention to your cheeks and to your jaw. Can you separate your teeth? Let your jaw just relax. Take a couple swallows. And let everything in the face just be calm. All of the muscles are soft. Space between the eyebrows, through the cheeks, through the jaw, through the throat. And then gently bring your awareness down to the shoulders. And if you're sitting, maybe you just want to do a couple shoulder shrugs. Breathing in, let the shoulders come up. Breathing out as they relax down. Maybe you want to open your mouth and close it. And just let the jaw kind of relax. Maybe tip your chin down towards your chest and then roll it gently from side to side. Letting all of the muscles relax through the head and the neck. And make sure that you're doing this with your breath, right? So each breath allows the head to roll from side to side. And we're not forcing anything, right? We're just gently breathing. And then bringing chin back to the center and lifting the head up. And maybe bringing the right ear down to the right shoulder. And then inhale as you bring it back to center. And exhale as you bring left ear down to left shoulder. And inhale, bring it back to center one more time. Right ear to right shoulder. Back to center. Left ear to left shoulder. Back to center. Pause and be still. Bringing your awareness now down to the chest and the heart center. Can you take a really beautiful deep breath and expand through that and just exhale out any anxiety. Same thing as you're bringing your attention to your diaphragm. Expand the breath, long even breath in. And then release like you're moving it down through the body, out through the hips, out through the legs, out through the feet. And if you're seated, maybe you just want to do a couple rolls of the torso and just breathing with that, breathing deep breaths and just allowing everything to release and then rotate in the other direction. And as we're thinking of divine rebirth, and the location in the body, it's right in the navel center, just below. And for women, it's in your womb, right? And so when I think of that, I think of flow and movement. And like I wrote in the book, visualize yourself just floating along on this very calm river. I live on an area of a river where it's very shallow. And it's very calm. So think about right now, you are in the flow with this very sweet, calm river. And every breath that you're taking is bringing in divine light. So you'll learn more about this in later chapters. But your breath is a vehicle for divine light to move into the body. So think of every single breath moving in and healing and releasing congestion through the body. In every breath, just allow things to soften and relax. So when we think of the second chakra, divine rebirth, it's the seat of creation. It's the seat of movement and flow and shape-shifting and change. All of these beautiful transformational qualities. Breathing deeply in, gently releasing out. I'm just going to read the affirmation. I am the light of divine rebirth. Through this sacred truth, I have the potential to transform, regenerate, renew, and reawaken all things. I love that. You have the potential to transform, regenerate, renew, and reawaken. So what in your life do you want to create? And I described in the book, thinking of a powerful time in your life. And the reason why I ask you to visualize that is because at that time you were vibrating really high. And we can recreate that high vibration just by thinking about that time and knowing that that person is still inside of you. You can regenerate and recreate that high vibration just by visualizing what that person was doing, which is you. And for me, I described being outside in the summertime, uninhibited by anything, playing King of the Mountain. And what made that so powerful for me is that I just felt like my body was powerful and I had so much freedom to just run around outside in the grass. And I shared I wore as little clothing as possible, barefoot, just taking in the summer evening. And everything felt possible to me at that time in my life. So consider, it can just be one moment in your life. And I know sometimes it's difficult to remember if you're struggling right now. But do your best to think back to a time when you were able to create something or when everything felt effortless. That's a really good word, effortless. Effortless, like there's no resistance and everything is in a movement and a fluid flow. When you felt uninhibited, when you felt alive, when you felt grounded. How old were you? Where were you at this time? What were you doing? What was it about that time that made you feel expansive and uninhibited? What was it about that time that made you feel awakened or creative? Just sit with that for a moment. As I said before, that person is still inside of you. And you can tap into that powerful person at any moment of any day when you can allow yourself to release the beliefs that you have taken on throughout your life. Let's just take a moment and think about, how do you want to rebirth yourself? What do you want to create in your life? Maybe you don't know yet. Maybe you're uncertain. That's okay. That's when you call in your higher self, your soul, to help you recreate. If you're not happy with where you're at right now, if you're not feeling expansive with where you're at right now, go deep within in this meditation time when your body is relaxed and just ask, am I living my best life? And if not, what does it look like? Just daydream about it. And if there are thoughts that are coming in that are contrasting with that really expansive time, what are those thoughts that are making you feel small or like it's impossible to do? That you're stuck in your situation right now. Like I described, having both feet firmly planted in the bottom of the river, resisting the flow. What is the fear or the control that is preventing you from flowing through the river? What is preventing you from making a choice of doing something different? Because that's a choice as well. Maybe you're afraid of making a choice. And I don't believe there are any bad choices because it makes us understand and learn. It helps us to understand and learn. Are there emotional attachments that are preventing you from moving forward or keeping you stuck? Can you unpack those? Can you journal about those? I knew that I needed to make a change. Before COVID hit, I knew that owning the yoga studio was no longer feeling expansive for me. I knew it was time for me to step into the unknown and figure something out. And the shutdown with COVID just gave me that nudge to move forward. And I could have stayed where I was. I could have reopened my studio. But all I kept visualizing was, what did it feel like to own the studio? At one time, it was really exciting and it was challenging, and it expanded me into a beautiful place. But I realized that I was no longer doing what I loved. I was doing more of the managerial pieces, and I wasn't with my clients, my students. I was stuck in the office and it didn't feel right to me any longer. So again, COVID kind of just pushed me in that direction. But I knew that I had to adjust things in my life, simplify things in my life, so that I could take the time to figure out what it was and the direction that I wanted to go in. And that was my time of rebirth. Spending time in silence, spending time in the forest, and just listening to my inner guidance. How can you simplify your life? How can you take the time to give thought to what you want to rebirth, what you want to recreate? What experiences make you feel expansive? If you're not sure what direction to move in, what makes you feel powerful? What makes you feel good? Think back again to that most powerful time. If there's attachments, what would that person do to release those attachments? If there's fear, what would that person do to step around the fear and do it anyway? As I said in the chapter as well, when I'm working with clients in the healing room, I always get this image of a lily pad. And I'm not asking that client to jump all the way across the pond. What I'm asking is for you to visualize what's the next step, jumping to the next lily pad. What beliefs are holding you back from doing that? Because beliefs keep us small and they keep us stuck. What is your truth in the situation? Because the truth is expansive, it's infinite. And the truth is, you can create anything in your life, anything, if you can step through the fear, step through the belief, and know that it's possible. And the way that that is possible is by co-creating, right? You're not alone on this journey. So it's co-creating with the divine, with spirit, and asking for that divine assistance to help you move forward. And it's trusting and knowing that it's possible. Let's just take a little time in silence. And I want you to take that time to daydream. Daydream about what you most desire right now. What is the next lily pad that you want to jump to? Just keep doing this really beautiful deep breathing. And when a thought comes in that is a belief or fear-based, call yourself out on that. I know it's possible. If you're struggling right now to figure out what your next direction is, consider journaling about what inspires you. You may not know what your path looks like. So send up a thought or a prayer expressing, these are the things I love to do. I don't know what my next step looks like, but I'm open and I'm ready to receive it. At least a clue. When I chose to write a book in this time of silence, I had no idea how to write a book. In fact, in school, I would avoid any classes that had to or required writing. I had no idea how to write a book, so I went out into the forest and I just voice memoed things that were coming to me as I was in my silence. And I sent up, like I said, prayers and intentions that I knew my experiences in the healing room, my experiences in the clairvoyant, were leading me to put something together to help people heal and find their truth. And I ended up stumbling across an online course for writing a teaching memoir. And in that course, it taught me how to create an outline. And from that outline, I filled in with the rest of the book. And if he would have asked me, even 5 years ago, I would have thought you were crazy. But as I said in the book, it feels like it's the greatest work of my life so far, and I'm hoping that it will be helpful in guiding others to find their truth. The point of it is, don't be discouraged if you don't know how to do it. Somebody knows how to do it, and they can share that with you. I am the light of divine rebirth. Through this sacred truth, I have the potential to transform, regenerate, renew, and reawaken all things. I believe in you. And I know all things are possible when we can step around our beliefs and live in our truth that is of the highest vibration of love and above. So when those excuses come forward, know that that's just a belief and that's just your ego trying to keep you small. I see beyond that in you. I know that all things are possible. Trust in that. Step forward in that. Know that. So take as much time as you need in this time of silence. And then I challenge you to go and journal about it. and continue to journal about it and talk to people about it, because there's someone out there who can help you make this turn into a reality. And when you're feeling small, think about that most powerful time in your life and remember that person is still you. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, release your fears. Just visualize yourself floating along through that beautiful river that is your life.